Yes, guys, so we are live now. Hi, what's up? Yet another beautiful day to have you, beautiful people. So, this is Kanishk Kataria personal note, which is I got it from his personal Telegram group, and this is the best note which he has made completely. I totally agree. It has art and culture, it has ancient properly done. It has medieval as we'll go through from Gupta period. Further, what do we have? इसी में उसने मॉडर्न भी हिस्ट्री घुसा दिया है. तो दैट्स द बेस्ट पार्ट. आर्ट एंड कल्चर का डिस्क्रीट फॉर्म में है हियर एंड देयर, लाइक जहाँ जहाँ जरूरत है, क्योंकि इफ़ यू नो इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन पहले आया होगा, गुप्ता पीरियड के पहले आया होगा, तो उसने सबको मर्ज कर दिया, हिस्ट्री कॉल टुगेदर विद अ टाइम लाइन. It has 78 pages, and this is the 38th page. If you really want this document, I have value added some of the things. Just for the example, I could show you. Where's that? See, I have highlighted some of the key points. I have made my own things to remember. It's like एक कहानी बना लेना, एंड देन द कीवर्ड्स टू रिमेंबर, जैसे पित्तिका का रिमाइंड करने के लिए. दैट वाज जस्ट पोमोडोरो. सो द बुद्धिज्म पित्तिका त्रिपित्तिका यूज करने के लिए, रिमेंबर करने के लिए, आई हैव दिस विन उपाली विनय के साथ सुट्टा फूक के आनंद ले रही है. कश्यप का काश्यप देखो यहाँ पे, महाकाश्यप का अभिधर्म है कि वो उनको रोके. राइट, देखो यहाँ पे सुत्त पिट्टिका आ गया बाय आनंद. तो विनय उपाली के साथ सुट्टा फूक के आनंद ले रहा है, एंड महाकाश्यप का अभिधर्म है कि उनको रोके. Because smoking is injurious to health, right? So some of this pretty much addition I have made with the red color, with these green colors. Few key points I'll let you know when it comes, you would see. So that's the best part. Hats off to Kanishk Kataria sir, of 2018 batch. He was the AIR 1 or under rank 1. He got into IS. I don't know what cadre. I guess he's in Rajasthan or something. उनको मिल चुका है उनका. he's placed now, or the whole batch is placed of 2018. So wish him good luck, and do enjoy his hard earned and hard work that he had made, that he has put in and just shared for us freely, right? So be very, very optimistic and very what do we call, the उपकार मानना उनका, कि the things that he has done for the juniors, that is commendable. All right. सो पोस्ट मॉरियन के बाद हमारा आता है, बताओ क्या, तो गुप्ता पीरियड आता है. तो इफ यू रियली वांट दिस, avoid the noise which is coming from the music from behind, right? If it is coming, so I don't know, mic may not be able to detect, but it is coming from background. All right. सो गुप्ता पीरियड से स्टार्ट करते हैं. देखो, मैंने एक एक्सटेंशन रखा है, ये मैं यूज़ करता हूँ whenever there's a PDF or I'm web searching, then I have this extension on Google Chrome. It is called Read Aloud. तो वो क्या करता है, मैं कान में लगा लिया और कुछ कर भी रहा हूँ तो भी सुन रहा हूँ, because it is for me that I see, when I read, I tend to get a lot less than when I hear them, and it is further increases my accuracy when I see and hear at the same time. So I try to do the both. So this is my secret. I didn't reveal it to anybody, but as you guys have subscribed, if you haven't, please do subscribe right now. And if you have subscribed, then go to my Telegram link. I'll be posting this PDF with my value addition in my personal Telegram group. That is a channel actually. So I'll be sharing that, and you could download it for free. Alright. So ये इसका नाम है extension का read aloud text to speech voice reader has access to this site. Okay. So I just have to press this and it just runs. Cool. If you are ready, and just hit the like button, and we are good to go.
The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL 7. Gupta period CE 300 to 550. Cultural assimilation of various regional traditions. New phase of development and prosperity should be for everybody. Socio-economic justice should be there, but it was missing, like Chandalas were present with whom no one married or ate. They became a closed group and had to do the worst job of scavenging. Evidence of sati and untouchability, exploitation of peasants, many new taxes and high rates. Also gradually gold coin became rare and then disappeared. Literature was good but only enjoyed by richer people. Poor were illiterate. Political history. Chandragupta I Maharaja Duraj BH and Eastern up first to issue gold coins in Gupta dynasty. His and his wife's Kumaradevi images Samudragupta I. Napoleon of India achievements at pillar inscription at Prayag, Allahabad. Largest number of gold coins. One coin had him playing Veena. Lover of music Chandragupta II. Vikramadtya. The only iron pillar inscription at Mehrauli conquered the whole northern India. Scholars Kalidasa and Amarsimha. Chinese visitor FAHSEIN. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. No theft during GP. Indians are honest. Lenient punishments. No capital punishment. Group of people living outside towns and beat drums. Chandalas. Evidence of UT Kumaragupta I. Huna's invasion on India mentioned that Batari pillar inscription defeated by the Crown Prince Skandagupta. Attacks became frequent but ultimately led to decline of GP. Founded the Nalanda University. Mahayana Buddhism decline. Huna's invasion starting from CGI. Weak successes couldn't tackle Huna's rise of feudatories. Administration monarchy ruled with the help of officers. Followers of Vaishnavism. Some titles adopted. Param Bhagavat seal had images of Garuda, vehicle of Vishnu. Coins had figure of Lakshmi but tolerant towards other religions. Subdivision provinces. Bhakti district. Vishaya lowest unit. Grammar growth of feudalism. Samantavada. Satvanas, to Brahmins GP, to higher officers post GP, to other officers also right enjoyed by the beneficiary, fiscal rights, administrative rights, judicial rights. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Exploitative towards peasantry. Brahma Daya, land given to Brahman. Agrahara, entire village given to Brahman. Brahmanical settlement. Devadana, land given to the temples. Tamrapatra. TNC written on copper plates for perpetuity. Society vs existed but started blurring. Guptas were Vaishyas doing job of Kshatriyas. Position of Shudras improved due to overall economic prosperity. They could do other tasks also. Kayasthas class developed. They were record keepers of land grants. God Chitragupta, record keeper of Yamaraj. Rivalry started with Brahmins. Women. No right to property. Higher class had privileges but lower class had disabilities. Inscription talking about sati system. Peran near Bhopal. No purdah system. No sculpture or image has purdah economy. Large no of gold coins which decline. TNC written on copper plates for perpetuity. Society vs existed but started blurring. Guptas were Vaishyas doing job of Kshatriyas. Position of Shudras improved due to overall economic prosperity. They could do other tasks also. Kayasthas class developed. They were record keepers of land grants. God Chitragupta, record keeper of Yamaraj. Rivalry started with Brahmins. Women no right to property. Higher class had privileges but lower class had disabilities. Inscription talking about Sati system. Aaron near Bhopal. No Purda system. No sculpture or image has Purda economy. Large no of gold coins, which declined after Skandagupta and Huna's invasion and disappeared post-Gupta decline in Gupta numismatic art. Earlier King Queen images and Lakshmi at back. Samudragupta playing Veena, doing archery and killing a lion later. Dinars and gold disappeared. Bull and horsemen type coins and Yadhaya type coins, which were mixed alloys. Agriculture, different type of taxes imposed. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Bali tax on land at fixed rate, voluntary during the Vedic period, compulsory during Buddha times. Bali Adyakas appointed to collect Bhaga, dynamic sharing of produce in case of shortage. Boga on perishable items. Car general tax. 2 new taxes imposed on peasants. Uparakar surcharge or Draga, special tax for providing safety and security. Vishti villages had to do forced labor. Prosperity couldn't be sustained. Religion assimilation of different religions and new religions came up like Bhagavatism, earlier Brahmanism, Brahmanism, literature, Vedas, mantras, sacrifices and rituals by Brahmins. Bhagavatism related to urban people. Literature, Purana, fasting, pilgrimage, Katha reading, coconut sacrifice, avatar Vada, philosophy of incarnation and reincarnation. Right pointing arrow Vishnu and his avatars. Shaivism, religion of tribal and local. Pasapata by Laklisa, half yogis. Mind is like an animal which needs to be controlled. Kapalika lived at cremation grounds and eat and drink in skull. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Kalamakas, forest and trunk. The 7th Pasapata by Laklisa, half yogis. Mind is like an animal which needs to be controlled. Kapalika lived at cremation grounds and eat and drink in skull. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Kalamakas, forest and tribal people at cremation grounds. Cover in Ashnanga Sadhus, Lingayats, Veera Shaiva by Basava under Western Chalukyas worship in Ling form. Pro women, no caste, no VS. No sati, no Vedic rituals. Basava Purana, Bhima Kavi worship of Mother Goddess in hilly and tribal areas. They mainly had matriarchal society like Vaishnadevi, Kamakya temple in Assam. Parvati Brahmins united all these god and goddesses under a single umbrella. Durga, Mahisa Mardani form sun god. Multan, Modhera, Jj Asya Rj Martan, J and K Kanaka art and architecture. Beginning of temple architecture. Nagara style North India. Shikhar and Turan pointed top. Kalashira Malaka Shikhar Kura linear Latina. Reka Prasada, Vimsana and Vallabhi type of buildings. Garbhagriha deity is present most sacred place. Only priest can enter under mandapa. Antrala interaction with priest mandapa for devotees. Toran gate most important. Mahadyo Kandriya at Khajuraho by Chandala Rajput. Dravida style South India. Vimana and Gopuram not curvilinear. Gopuram gate with images of God. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Brihadeshwar Shiva at Tanjavur by Rajaraja Chola highest Vimana Vasara style mixture Papanathara Sanchik Vishnu no Shikhar Dasa Avatar a temple Devagar Jansi first having Shikhar first with Panchayatana style Vishnu sleeping of Sashanika carving Savato Bandara brick. Bataga, Vishnu, near Kanpur, Nachna Kothara Parvati Temple, first Sandara style temple Sandara, circumnavigation Pradakshina within the temple near Sandara path is outside the temple Savatova. Shrines which can be accessed from all sides. Rokha Temple, first Brahmanical temples to be Rokha to Udayagiri, Bhopal. Shiva, Vishnu and Durga life-size sculpture of Adivara, boar incarnation of Vishnu. Sculptures, stone, Sanath Buddha. Physical features in harmony with spiritual expression, divine features gracefully made copper. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook, this URL. Jain Tirthankaras, Chausa in Bihar, Kota in Gujarat, Terracotta, Ahi Chatra, near Bareilly. Life-size images of paintings at Ajanta Caves, NCERT. 29 rock-cut caves dedicated to Buddhism cover the whole wall themes. Mahapari Nirvana Padmapani, Bodhisattva holding Padma, Lotus Vajrapani, Bodhisattva holding Vajra, ritual object Maravijaya, victory over Mara Bhaug paintings, new Jain cave paintings. Buddha and Buddhism literature mythologies written to brainwash common man 18 Puranas. Garuda Purana, Death Makanja Purana, during Dussehra Aryabhata 0.pi solar system with sun at center, eclipse is Kalidasa. Abhigan Shakuntlam, love, separation and reunion of Dashyata, Shakuntla and Bharat Megadut. Exiled Cuba uses cloud to send message to his wife Kumar Sambhav. Story of Kumar, birth of Kartikeya. Courtship of Shiva Parvati Raghuvamsa, themes from Ramayana. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook, this URL. Malvik Agnimitram, love story of Agnimitra, son of Pushamitra Sungla writer Sawara portrays 6 seasons in India Sudraka. Imricha Katikam hero Charadatta, heroine Vasanta Sena hero's business has failed and couldn't buy clay cart for son. Heroine bought it for the kid. 8. Post-Gupta period 300-200. At North Harsha right pointing arrow Gurjara Pratihara's right
So
pointing
it is
arrow
post
Chandalaka
Gupta period.
Parmara Solankis Chavan South early Chalukyas and Pala right pointing arrow Senab Eastern Ganga Kesarli 1. AD 300 to 550 many.
तो देखो ये है पोस्ट गुप्ता पीरियड. नॉर्थ में कौन था? हर्षा, है ना. और ईस्ट में था पाला, राइट. ईस्ट मीन्स एकदम राइट में. नीचे था पल्लवा, साउथ में, इन 7th century AD. बट ऊपर नॉर्थ में था, मतलब ईस्ट में था, नॉर्थ ईस्ट टाइप में, नॉर्थ ईस्ट बट ईस्ट में पाला. ओके. राष्ट्रकूटा सबको पता है, वेस्ट महाराष्ट्र पूरा और कर्नाटका. देखो होसाया कहाँ है? कर्नाटका में. और चालुक्यास भी उसके वहीं पे था, बस थोड़ा नीचे था. और ये थोड़ा, ये राष्ट्रकूटास क्या है, थोड़ा सा ऊपर है. देखो अर्ली चालुक्या, पल्लवास, फिर था राष्ट्रकूटास, और फिर था वेस्टर्न. एक वेस्टर्न था, चालुक्यास 2 में बढ़ गया था. ईस्टर्न और वेस्टर्न. थोड़ा सा पार्ट ईस्टर्न में था और बाकी वेस्ट में था. पाला तो बताया, सेना ईस्टर्न गंगा केसरी, ठीक है. देखो हर्षा के टाइम पे बहुत अच्छा चीज हुआ था कि इसको याद रखने का बहुत अच्छा तरीका है. ह्यूएन सेंग, H फॉर ह्यूएंग, H फॉर हर्षवर्धन, है ना. तो इस तरह से मैं याद रखता हूँ. लेकिन H से एक और था, फाइन भी आया था अभी गंगा गुप्ता पीरियड के टाइम पे. चाइनीज विजिटर फाइन कहते हैं, एस साइलेंट है. इन देखो मैंने कैसे याद किया है, क्योंकि ये इंक्रिप्शन इम्पॉर्टेंट है। आयरन इंक्रिप्शन ये है। हम लोग को थोड़ा मिस्टेक होता है दैट मौर्यन के टाइम पे हमारे पास आयरन पिलर्स नहीं होते थे। उस समय कॉपर पिलर्स थे शायद। कॉपर एंड ब्रॉन्ज था उस टाइम पे। ऑल दो आयरन उस टाइम पे आ गया था, बिकॉज दैट वाज अर्ली आयरन। और बिकॉज इफ यू रिमेम्बर आयरन, मौर्यन लोग जो थे वो लोग बिल्डिंग वुड का बनाते थे एंड नॉट ऑफ एनी कंक्रीट और एनीथिंग। तो वुड का टाइम पे था उस टाइम पे। उससे मैं डबल फ्लोर ट्रिपल फ्लोर, डबल फ्लोर तक तो देखा था, मतलब ऐसा रिसर्च इसमें पाया गया है। तो हाउ डू वी रिमेम्बर, देखो समुद्रगुप्त क्या है, प्रयागराज से गंगा निकलती है और प्रयागराज होते हुए समुद्र में गुप्त हो जाती है। सो दैट इज हाउ आई कुड रिमेम्बर चंद्रगुप्त वन, समुद्रगुप्त वन, and then again Chandragupta 2, and Chandragupta 2 is Vikramaditya. Cool. जो आर्यन इंक्रिप्शन है वो कहाँ पर पाया गया, मैरोली में। तो देखो इसको कैसे करना है। मैरोली दूसरा चांद को देख के, दूसरा चांद कौन है, चंद्रगुप्त 2। भाई कोई उपाय नहीं है, हम ना चंद्रगुप्त बचा है, ना मौर्य बचा है, ना कोई बचा है, तो कैसे याद रखोगे, कुछ देख भी नहीं पाओगे, तो बस वीडियो भी नहीं है कोई ऐसा कुछ, है ना। ऑल्दो इसका फोटोज एंड वीडियोस देख सकते हो यूट्यूब पर टू हैव अ बेटर मेमोरी, बट दैट वुड टेक टाइम और एग्जाम के पास है। दैट इज हाउ। फिर कुमार गुप्ता आया, है ना। चंद्रगुप्त, समुद्रगुप्त, और फिर चंद्रगुप्त, और फिर कुमारगुप्त, है ना। बाकी चीजें तो इसने कोई पिलर नहीं बनाया था, है ना, इसने बनाया पिलर। चलो बहुत बढ़िया। तो ये वाला मैं बोलूँगा, इसमें क्लियर तो है आर्ट एंड कल्चर वाला, आर्ट एंड आर्किटेक्चर, बट नगारा एंड दिस द्राविडियन और विसारा और दिस स्टाइल्स, आप पॉसिबली ये क्या नाम है, नितिन सिंघानिया बुक से पढ़िए, दैट वुड बी बेटर। इट टेक्स टाइम a bit but it's worth it, है ना। द्रविड़ा स्टाइल और ये सब चीज़, तो इसका भी मैंने एक पेपर सिंगल पेज पे एक नोट बना रखा है। इफ़ यू रियली वांट इट, डू लेट मी नो इन माई टेलीग्राम, माई पर्सनल प्रोफाइल और माई ग्रुप, इट्स इन अ डिस्क्रिप्शन, so just let me know, I'll share my notes, no problem. It's just side by side comparison कि क्या है नगारा और द्रविडियन स्टाइल में, और अदर विसारा और सब में क्या डिफरेंस है। चलो तो हम लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं पोस्ट गुप्ता।
Pala right pointing arrow Sainab Eastern Ganga Kesari 1. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This UR 8. Post-Gupta period 300-200 at North Harsha right-pointing arrow Gurjara Pratihara's right-pointing arrow Chandala Kakwa Harajputs Parmara Solankis Chavan South early Chalukyas and Pala right-pointing arrow Sainab Eastern Ganga Kesari 1. AD 300 to 550 many sub-periods. North Harsha South, early Chalukyas and Pallavas Harshavardhan, Kanauj no cultural achievement as such Chinese traveller Sang Patlapatra and Vaishali on decline. Prayag and Kanauj becoming important decline in socio-cultural life in northern India and touchability. The socio-cultural life of North India was also characterized by downhill trends. Great rigidity in social life. Status of women declined sharply. Popularity of child marriage and prohibition of widow remarriage. Governance free from revolts, physical punishment, tortures, death sentence or exile. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Taxation was not heavy. Subjects were happy as they were free from the oppression of the government. Servants' land revenue was main source of income. Unsafe roads, poor law and order.
तो देखो
Decline.
इस टाइम पे हमारा वो क्या नाम है बुद्धिज्म सॉरी भक्ति एंड सूफी मूवमेंट स्टार्ट हो रहा था. तो ऑल दिस थिंग्स चाइल्ड मैरिज एंड प्रोहिबिशन ऑफ वाइल्ड ये तो विडो रीमैरिज से मैं नहीं करने दिया था. दीज वेयर द डाउन हिल्स दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. लेकिन 6th सेंचुरी एडी तक हम लोगों के पास सब कुछ फिर ठीक होने लगता है विद भक्ति एंड सूफी मूवमेंट एंड मैनी दिस स्कॉलर्स कम अप everywhere, especially in the north and west, all these places. तो बहुत सारे important बनते हैं भक्ति सूफी movement and this thing. Buddhism and Jainism is the key factor in prelims exam because many of the questions are being asked on these topics. Anyways, let's start.
Decline in trade. Himself was robbed twice. No coins. Period of decline turned to Buddhism literature. Banabhata, Harsha Charitha and Kadambari both exaggerated about Harsha. Harsha wrote 3 dramas: Nagananda Ratnavali and King Udayana love story. Priyadasika Chalukya's capital, Badami, Vatapi Pulakesh. Ihol inscription defeated Harshavard in art and architecture. Rock-cut caves location: Badami Shiva and Vishnu pillared porch and mandapa carved with Pauranich stories and had paintings. Also 4 cave temples depict the art of Hindu, Buddhist and Jain religious inclination. Right pointing arrow. Secular nature of Chalukya's mural paintings have all but vanished but carry forward a Janta tradition written in Chitrasutra, oral tradition of the Vishnu Dhammatara Purana. Location: Ihol Ravan Fadya Cape Brahmanical. A big colossal pillar placed on a quadrangle base is located in front of the entrance hall to the temple. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Figure of Nandi bull, ride of Lord Shiva in a seated posture near the entrance. There are artworks of well-built deities on the sides of the entrance which probably depict the sentinel of wealth, Kubera. Temple's location: Ihol Nagara style. Lakan Temple, Shiva Panchayatana style. Durga Temple, apsidal, semicircular back feature of Buddha start, high elevation and roundish pillared corridor. Dravidian style. Jaina Temple, Meguti Hill location, Bhatar. Papanatha Temple, Shiva Virupaksa Temple, Shiva built by Queen Lokamahadevi for her husband Vikramaditya, who defeated Pallava's largest temple, most beautiful uncarved. Pallava's capital, Kanshi Mahendravarman, aka Matavilasa Prasan in Sanskrit, satire on life of a Kapalika. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Narasimhavarman I Mahabali. Mamada defeated Pulakeshin. 2 right pointing arrow. Title: Vatapikonda, conqueror of Vatapi. Founded. Title: Shrivadya Vidyadhar. Right pointing arrow. Knowledge of instrumental music. Kes. Pallavas are forerunners of art and architecture in Tamil Nadu. Art and architecture Mahabalipuram, WHS. Rath. Monolithic temples cut out of solid block of stone. 10 such temples, 5 after Pandavas, Yasthir. Dharmaraja Rath. It later developed into Dravida style. Arjuna's penance, descent of Ganges, world's largest carving on stone temple. Rock cut temple, Durga, Mahesarasura Mardani. Dravidian style. Shore temple, Shiva Kanchi temple, Dravidian style. Kailasanath Temple, Shiva, Stone and Bricks Vaikantha Perumal Temple, Vishnu Rock Durga, Mahendravman, Right Pointing Arrow Rath Architecture, Nrsimhavarman, Right Pointing Arrow Shore and Kailashnath, Right Pointing Arrow Alavaras, Vishnu and Nayanaras. Shiva wrote in Tamil, didn't believe in caste and gender bias. God is open to all. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. They didn't trust books. Vedas Ramanuja linked Bhakti with Veda and acted as a bridge between popular movement based on Bhakti and upper caste movement based on the Vedas. Alavaras, 12 saints female and Almira of South, devoted to Vishnu. Book, Tirupavai theme, Handle marrying Vishnu. Krishnadeva Raya Mukta Malyada in Telugu on similar theme. Kulashekha, king of Chela dynasty, introduced new dance system in Bhakti called Kutiyatam, UNESCO Intangible Heritage List. Emphasis on hand gestures and eye movements. Collective work of Alavaras, Divya Prabandham Nayanaras, 63 saints. Collective work of Nayanaras, Tevarama Tirumurai, biography of all 63, Periya Puranam.
तो देखो पल्लवा कब आया है 7th century AD. Seems like net has been slow.
The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. They didn't trust books. Vedas Ramanuja linked Bhakti with Veda and acted as a bridge between popular movement based on Bhakti and upper caste movement based on the Vedas. Alavaras, 12 saints female and Almira of South, devoted to Vishnu. Book, Tirupavai theme, Handle marrying Vishnu. Krishnadeva Raya Mukta Malyada in Telugu on similar theme. Kulashekha, king of Chela dynasty, introduced new dance system in Bhakti called Kutiyatam, UNESCO Intangible Heritage List. Emphasis on hand gestures and eye movements. Collective work of Alavaras, Divya Prabandham Nayanaras, 63 saints. Collective work of Nayanaras, Tevarama Tirumurai, biography of all 63, Periya Puranam. By secular during Cholas in 11th century AD. Important saints. Apart Sundama T. Sambandha, Manik Vasagara, dance and music, solo and group dances and painting in the rock cave Sitana Vassal. Jaina caves Sagam inscribed on the wall of temple at Kudimia Malai Hills. Shiva temple Devadasi came up, mostly decline in trade near 6th century AD. Decline in Roman Empire. Silk trade with Iran was stopped. Arabs monopolized the export trade of India too. AD 750-1000 tripartite struggled to have control over the Indo-Gangetic basin north. Gurjara Pratiharas. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. East Palace South Rashtrakutas Pratiharas, Gurjara Pratiharas, Mihirabhoja title, Adivara Gujas demanding renaming Bhopal. Kapur Manjali in Prakrit on dance, drama, etc. Kavyama Mansa in Sanskrit on politics. Traveller Al-Masudi from Baghdad calls the kingdom Al-Juzza a corrupt form of Gurjara. Vast empire, 4 divisions in the army. Pala, Gopala, religion, Tantric Vajrayana Buddhism, Tantricism, worship of female is more important. It spread to Sikkim, Bhutan, Tibet. From here Dharampala founded Vikramshila University near Bhagalpur, center of Vajrayana Buddhism. Arab merchant Solomon calls the kingdom Ruma Rashtrakutas, Dantigur. Wrote Kavi Rajamarga Kannada on how to write poetry. Krishna the first art and architecture. Rock art temple at Ellora, Kailasanath temple, Shiva mythology monolithic, 3-story, verandas, roof. Ravana shaking Kailash Parvat depicts 3 emotions, anger of Ravana. Nervousness of poverty and calmness of Shiva rock cut caves at Ellora, WHS 501-100 CE. Jainism, Buddhism and Hinduism, conciliation and synthesis between religion. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Buddhist Vajrayana theme Brahmanical caves Shaivite and Vaishnavite themes last example of rock cut caves later only temples. Elephanta caves Shiva WHS Shiva in Trimurti form calm, angry, fierce as creator preserver and destroyer logo of MH Tourism 3. AD 1080 1200 North disintegration Cholas peaked right pointing arrow Chalukyas and Hoysala South India. Cholas, Tanjavur Vijayalay mentioned for the first time in Ashoka Rocky number 2 and number 13 as neighbors also mentioned in Sangam literature, Karikala. Most important king re-emergence in 900 AD under Vijayalaya importance. Politically united South India from Tungabhadra to Kanyakumari introduced local self-government. King was the head but administration by locally elected people. First to use navy for war and administration, benefited from trade and commerce between West Asia and China. Best Dravidian temples. Climax of temple architecture Rajaraja I. Brihadeshwar Temple, Shiva in linga form. WHS highest Vimana in the world conquered and annexed Lakshadweep and Maldives, first to attack and annex. Northern part of Ceylon developed friendship with China. Land survey and auditing of accounts Rajendra I. Title: Gangai Konda conquered whole Ceylon. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Expedition to Ganga and defeated all the kings. Right pointing arrow Gangai Konda new capital at Gangai Konda Kolapuram administration monarchy. No council of ministers. Portfolio divided amongst family members. Residential land exempted from taxation. Divisions in the empire. Province Mandalam district Nadu group of villages Kotam Karam village grammar local self-government. Two type of assemblies Sabha dominated by Brahmins. Yours mixed population. Details about working of Sabha in inscription at Hatiramara village divided into 30 wards. Qualifications of member of assembly. 35 plus age. Right pointing arrow experience. Knowledge of Vedas. Right pointing arrow educated. Some property. No case pending against him. Can't be member for greater than 3 terms consecutively. Members were divided into committees called Varium. Even the copyright was made by the people, not the king. He couldn't interfere or change land. Trade merchants organized into different associations. Nanadesi, traders visiting different countries. Minigraman, internal traders ported Nagapatanam on banks of Kaveri, which controlled whole of Bay of Bengal. Exported spices and textile imported. Horses. Italian traveler to China. Marco Polo told about Cholas importing horses but couldn't manage them. Horse traders were called Kadai Chatia. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. At Brihadeshwar Temple, Aravateshwar Temple, Darasharam, Shiva by Rajaraja to Chidambram Temple, Shiva as Naturaj chariot like Mandapa 108 dance poses of Shiva. Not WHS as locals are not. Secular Periya Puranam biography of Nayanara's Kamban, Ramayana Kamb Narayana, Ramavatram. Not translation. It has Ravana as the hero after Cholas came to end Western Chalukya's Karnataka capital Dwara Samudra. New Gadag style near Darwar. Literature. Growth of Kannada literature. Jain Brothers Pampa. Mahabharata translation in Kannada. Panorana religion. Basava. Lingaya to found the Hoysala. Southern Karnataka capital. Halabidu architecture. Temples. Made of soapstone for easy carving. In star formation. Highly carved with brackets. Outside walls have panels having different animals like lion, elephant, horses, ducks. Halidibu, Hoysaleshwar Temple, Shiva, Vasara style, Belur, Chennakesava Temple, Vishnu, includes many themes from Shiva. as well as images of Ajna from Jainism and the Buddha from Buddhism. Arasikere Ishwara Temple. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Sravan Belgola Gomateshwar Statue Ganga King Rachamala. North India Pratiharas disintegrated into small dynasties. Chandela Khajuraho Mahadeva Kandriya Temple, Nagara style Lakshmana Temple, Vishnu Parvatha Temple. Jainas 64 Yogini Temple, female deities of Tantric religion only temple with rectangular plan. Eroticism shows the Tantric art and culture of the time. Kachwaha Rajputs, Gwalior Sahasrabahu Temple. Vishnu Telecommand Dravidian in North India. Parmara, Western MP King Bojapamara wrote books. Chalukyas, Solankis, Gujarat Rani Karvavat pattern WHS. By Queen Udaymati for husband Bimadeva, sculptures of Vishnu on pillars and verandas. Dilwara Temple at Mandabu, Jainas fully made of marble. Hemachandra, Jaina scholar Sun Temple at Modhera. East-facing during equinoxes, sun shines directly in the central shrine, which is devoid of any carvings. Chauhan's Ajma Basala Devor Vigraha Raja wrote Harakelinati Arjuna and Shiva fight book is lost, but part of it found on Adhaidan Ka Jopra at Ajmer. Makeshift mosque made by Kutubudin in East India. Palace disintegrated into small dynasties. Sena Bengal King Laxman Sena. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Jayadeva, Gita Govinda, love between Krishna and Radha led to paintings of this period. Eastern Ganga Odisha King Anantavarma. Jagannath Puri, Vishnu, Nagar style Kasari, Odisha King Narasimhadeva, Kanishk Temple, Sun God, Black Pagoda Kalinga architecture, regional Nagar style Garbhagraha, right pointing arrow Deol, Devala. Mandap. Bogman deer kitchen for prasad etc. Not asked yet. 3 styles of temple architecture. Reka Shikha is straight. Jagannath Puri, Lingaraja et Bhuvaneshwarapida, erotic sculptures. Kanishk Rajrani Temple, Kakra Chimunda style, female tantric goddess 9. Delhi Sultanate 1200 to 1526 AD, Mughal period 1526 to 1761 AD, British rule 1761 to 90. Rise of Indo-Islamic culture, impact on architecture, dance, drama, literature. First period. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Conflict and confusion between outsiders and locals. Ilbari Turks came in from Turkestan, Central Asia, and later went to Turkey, set up Ottoman Empire after defeating Romans. Second period of conciliation, lineage and important contributions. Slav right pointing arrow, Khilji right pointing arrow, Tughlaq right pointing arrow, Sard right pointing arrow, Lodi right pointing arrow, Mughals, Slavs. Khilji, Jalaluddin Khilji right pointing arrow, Alauddin Khilji, Tughlaq Muhammad bin Tughlaq right pointing arrow, Firoz Shah Tughlaq Syed Lodi right pointing arrow, Sikandar Lodi right pointing arrow, Ibrahim Lodi Mughal. Babur right pointing arrow, Humayun right pointing arrow, Akbar right pointing arrow, Jahangir right pointing arrow, Shah Jahan right pointing arrow, Aurangzeb plunderers. Mahmud Ghazni, from Ghazni, first attacker, attacked 17 times, destroyed temples as they were storehouse of wealth, didn't have any political motive. Muhammad Ghori, from Ghor. Afghanistan beat Prithviraj Chauhan in battle of terrain. Start of dynasties. Sultanate taxes imposed. Karaj primary tax from agriculture, zakat tax paid by Muslims, jizya tax paid by non-Muslims in lieu of military service, Kam tax on the war booty, other posts. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Barrett intelligence offices posted around the empire. Only most trustworthy were chosen. Goods McCartnams, landlord and headman of villages, who were suspected of bypassing taxes they tried to cover Gujarat. The 17th.
ये इम्पोर्टेंट है. जिजिया मिलिट्री zakat, tax paid by Muslims, kharaj for agriculture, kham, kham is for war booty. So barid, maybe bounty or something. So kharid intelligence officer around the empire. Only most trustworthy was chosen. Okay, Kuts, Kuts landlord.
The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Barrett intelligence offices posted around the empire. Only most trustworthy were chosen. Utz McCartnam's landlord and headman of villages who were suspected of bypassing taxes. They tried to cover Gujarat for multiple reasons. Access to the seaports, access to the fertile lands, control the supply of horses. Iraqi, Turkey, Irabi, Slav, 1206 to 1290. Kutabuddin Ibak Iltutmish, first person to stabilize Iqtidari administrations. Dicta, military units. Iqtidar, head of these units, collected revenue from the area like present district collectors. Used it to maintain law and order. Army, pay salaries, send residual to the center. First to start Arabic coins, Arabic script. Jatal, copper tanker, silver Turkanite, Ulgami, 40 nobles Turkish who were his confidants and consulted him. Bandagan, special slaves from Persia who were also given important positions instead of the aristocracy. Kutab Minar Razia Sultan, first female ruler in medieval world. Balban. Policy of blood and iron, didn't spare anyone and punished cruelly for minor offense. Also strong centralized empire and army, both for internal disturbances and Mongols. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Power and prestige should be given to only those who are born in noble houses. Khilji, 1290 to 1320. Alauddin Khilji. First person to put foot in South India market system. Why? To maintain a large standing army as he had threat from Mongols. Fixed prices, reduced salary of the soldiers and paid in cash. Introduced the DAR system, branding of horse. He maintained demand and supply in the market all the time and put his heart and soul in maintaining it. Followed it strictly using spies. Runga-junga system, putting little extra at the end like potato or milk. Introduced arches and domes. Allied Darwaza Tughlaq 1320 to 1413. Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Called madman by historians, but he was a victim of circumstances. Shifted capital to Daulatabad, Devagiri in MH. Had to shift back due to threats from the NW. Took Islamic culture to the south for the first time. E.g. Golconda fought short of money and raised revenue in Doab to one half but withdrew due to unpopularity. Moroccan traveller, Ibn Battuta. Accounts of which were published in the Riyala postal system. Ulik horse post, 1 per 4 mile. Dawa, foot post, 3 per mile. Ibn Battuta was appointed as Qazi judge. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Tak-heavy loans given to peasants to buy cattle and seeds through the offices Amirai Kohi introduced. Token currency, but it failed. Tried to capture the Khorasan kingdom ruled by Iraq Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Imposed taxes on Brahmins. Father of irrigation built a number of canals to promote agriculture. 1398 attack by Timur ruined Delhi. Syed 1414 to 1451 to Lodi 1451 to 15. Important of growth of Lodi architecture. First battle of Panipat. Babur defeated Ibrahim. Lodi battles at Panipat. Panipat of the last plains before Delhi, located on Aravalli Hills. Lose Panipat right pointing arrow, lose Delhi right pointing arrow, lose whole area up to Calcutta. First battle 1526, Babur defeated Ibrahim Ali. Second battle 1556, Hemu hit by an arrow and fell. People felt he died. Third battle 1761, Marathas were not adept in guerrilla warfare. Mughals. Expansion of trade and commerce. Uniform tax was levied and road cess made illegal. Silver coins as standard currency. Political integration. Widespread maintenance of law and order. Babur. First person to use gunpowder invented by Chinese. Defeated Rana Sangha at Battle of Kanwa. Autobiography. Tazukay Baburi in Turkish. The 17th of September 2020. Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Translation into Persian as Baburnama by Abdul Rahim Khan Humayun. Couldn't stabilize as he was defeated by Shah Suri. Shah Suri. Construction of Grand Trunk Road and first Muslim ruler to give equal treatment to all irrespective of their religion. Went to Persia and impressed by painters Mir Sayyad Ali and Abdus Samad and brought them to India. They were used later by Akbar. Right pointing arrow Indo-Persian painting style lost to Shah Suri at Battle of Chaunza. Humayun tomb. WHS Persian architecture by wife Empress Begum Akbar. Developed composite culture policy of Saikul, but it couldn't succeed and he was unable to remove suspicion from the mind of people Hindus. As it was started by Muslim king Muslims, as it had anti-Islamic elements, married Rajput queens but didn't ask them to convert to Islam. Plan city. Fatehpur Sikri Ibadat Khanapur Hall. Invited people from different religion and discussed about God. He realized all said the same things in different style. Later it was discontinued under Akbar. Buland Darwaza, biggest gate. Commemorating victory of Gujarat. Panch Mahal, pyramidal structure in 5 stories built on the pattern of a Buddhist vihara. Chaitya is a place of worship while vihara is the dwelling place of the monks. Tomb of Saint Salim Chasti Joda by Palace Jama Masjid. Influence of the Persian style. The 17th of September 2020. Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Patronized Tulsidas and Surdas. Sur Saravali. Sur Sagar Sahitya Lahiri. Surdas, Shadidvaita school, disciple of Valacharya Kabir and Chaitanya. Both were pre-Akbar. Abolished jizya land assessment. Foliage cultivated every year and never left fallow. Parauti, left fallow to recover fertility. Chakra, left fallow for 3 or 4 years. Banjar, uncultivated for greater than 5 years. Revenue assessment. Zabti, Darsala. Batai Kankut Nasak Akbar Nama Abul Fazl Jahangir. Love for painting. Happy-go-lucky nature. Nur Jahan, anarchically fictitious. Shah Jahan architecture peaked under him. Aurangzeb most of the time fighting released people from the courts and asked them to move around. Intermixing of Rajput and Mughal culture. Architecture. Hindus idols, temples, cremation. Islam, no idols, mosque and tombs. Hindu temple, mosques, different spaces like garbhagriha, mandapa, pillars, beams and lintels. Material stone to make it strong decoration. Images of birds and animals. 1 open space arches and domes. X. Allied Darwaza by Alisuddin Khilji used mortar, lime plus stone dust plus water, lighted decoration. The 17th of September 2020. Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Geometrical and floral design like stars. Calligraphy in black arabesque. Pietra dura decorating walls with floral designs made of semi-precious stone. Fusion between Hindu and Islamic style. Charjar and Chatri like Panch Mahal at Fatehpur Sikri. Lotus petals. Use of geometrical designs like stars and swastika. Akbar's tomb. Garden-style architecture. Chaba style mentioned in Baburnama found at Humayun tomb, and Taj Mahal represents the structure of Jannat first made by Babur at Aram Bagh burial site of Babur. Religion. Bhakti and Sufi movement 15 to 16th century. Parallel spiritual movements, same time but couldn't meet same ideology. Main objective, Hindu-Muslim close to each other but failed as they weren't united, and there were many splinter groups other objectives which were successful, promoting dance, drama. Music and literature refuse to accept ritualism, don't read namaz or go to Hajj or undertake fasts. God is inside, not outside. Religion is about experiencing God, not about reasoning or debate. Experience was taking name repetitively. Sufis, Sikh taking name, and Qawwali singing in group. Bhakti, bhajan, repeated taking of name, and kirtan singing in group. Stand up and start dancing after listening music. You feel God when you fall. The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL. Sufis keep hands up to get the blessings and rotate to feel the dizziness. Bhakti, slow start and later tempo increases, both against caste and gender bias. Many female saints also Lal Dead Didi, also called Laleshwari J&K, Shiva, Vakmira, RJ Krishna. Padis Bahina Ben, MH, Krishna, Abhangraha Mahadevi, not Shiva, Vachan Avayatn. Didn't believe in sannyas. You can experience God even in Grahasti. Both had concept of Guru Bhakti, Guru and Shishya Sufi, Pir and Murad Wali, successor of Pir nominated by him. God is Mashuk, beloved, and devotee is Ashik, lover, divine love merging with God. Bhakti Sufi, 12th century. First saint to use Hindi, Ramananda Nirguna and Saguna Nirguna. No idols or shape, God is everywhere. Kabir and Nanak Kabir. Pre-Akbar weaver from Binaras wrote dohas in book Bijak Berry.
तो देखो भक्ति मूवमेंट 6th सेंचुरी में ही स्टार्ट हुआ था, ऑल्दो फेमस होते होते एंड पॉपुलर होते होते टाइम लग गया, बट देन देयर अर्लियर भक्ति मूवमेंट्स started in South India, not in North India, that we need to remember. Okay, by Adi Shankar ने स्टार्ट किया एंड रामानुजा 15th century AD में ये नॉर्थ गया था. आफ्टर 900 years it went to north. तो देखो यहाँ पे रामानुजा है और यहाँ पे रामानंदा है. मैं भी कंफ्यूज कर रहा था, पीपल डू कंफ्यूज अबाउट देम, बट दे आर टू डिस्टिंक्ट पीपल. इन्होंने पहली बार हिंदी यूज किया, पहले हम लोग कुछ और लैंग्वेज यूज करते थे, मे बी संस्कृत और थिंग्स लाइक दैट, पाली एंड ऑल. तो पाली तो हम लोग करते बुद्धिज्म में, है ना, तो ऐसा ही है. राम आनंद में है इन अयोध्या यूपी, तो दैट इज हाउ यू कुड रिमेंबर, बिकॉज रामानंदा वाज फ्रॉम यूपी बिहार रीजन. देखो उसके बाद इसमें निर्गुणा होता है और यहाँ पे सगुना होता है. निर्गुणा में दो है, कबीर और गुरु नानक. तो काना, निर्गुण कौन होगा? जो काना होगा. दैट इज हाउ यू कुड रिमेंबर. और इधर होगा TCS, तुलसीदास, चैतन्य और शंकराचार्य. शंकराचार्य आसाम में है, नॉट इन इंडिया, मतलब मेन लाइन इंडिया एंड दिस थिंग नॉर्थ ईस्ट में है वो. और यहाँ पे सत्रिया डांस, क्लासिकल डांस चलता है. I just share all my tricks in YouTube, so if you really like the video, please do hit subscribe and turn on the notification. Alright, तो चलो हम लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं फिर.
Pre-Akbar. No idols or shape, God is everywhere. Kabir and Nanak Kabir. Pre-Akbar weaver from Binaras wrote dohas in book Bijak buried near Gorakhpur at Matha, vocal against ritualism of both. Hindu and Muslim Patapur Jahari Mile to main Pajan had simple and catchy words like Gungat ki Patkol. Tohe Piya Milangi remove ignore you'll find God. Nanak introduced practice of Langa community kitchen important in breaking caste system originated outside India. Came through Rabia from Basra, Baghdad. Suf rough piece of cloth which Sufi saints wore showing philosophy of detachment silsila organization named after Pir Yours. Celebration of death Ashik has reached Mash Aksama. Musical recitations to create mood of nearness to God. Zira, visiting Dargah of the Saint Malfuzits, Maktubats, Tazkiras, Sufi literatures, conversations, letters by masters to disciples and biographical accounts respectively. Sufi orders divided into Bashara, followed Shara as Chisti and Suhawadi were Bashara Bishara, didn't follow Shara during Sultanate Chisti Silsila Buanud and Chisti. The 17th of September
यहाँ पे देखो बासहारा है और यहाँ पे बेसहारा है, दिस मेक्स अ डिस्टिंक्शन, है ना। तो ये सूफी लिटरेचर्स है कुछ, ठीक है। मलफूज़त्स, मकतूबत्स, तज़किरास, है ना। इसमें कन्वर्सेशन दिया हुआ है, इसमें लेटर्स बाय मास्टर टू डिसाइपल्स हैं, और बायोग्राफी बायोग्राफिकल अकाउंट है तज़किरास में। देखो बासहारा में क्या है, बासहारा में इस्लामिक लॉ फॉलो करता है जो कि शरिया है, और बेसहारा है जो शरिया लॉ को फॉलो नहीं करता है। हाँ, तो ड्यूरिंग सल्तनत पीरियड में कौन आया? I feel sleepy. Excuse me for that. I've been studying from 8 a.m. It's been like 7:30. So it's been 4 and 3. 7 hours continuously back to back. I have just taken 15 minutes of breakfast. That is it. चिश्ती है पहले सिलसिला आता है। देखो सिलसिला ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आफ्टर द पीर का नेम, जिसका नाम है मोइनुद्दीन चिश्ती, है ना। फिर अमीर खुसरो ने इससे प्रोपगेट किया था, ठीक है। यहाँ पे आ जाता है अलाउद्दीन खिलजी, जिस पे पद्मावत का मूवी बना है, तो नो मेंशन ऑफ पद्मावती है ना। देखो आशिका है लव अफेयर के बारे में ऑफ ही हैज़ रिटन द बुक्स आशिका। देन नूसिफिर, चलो प्ले करते हैं।
The 17th of September 2020 Evernote shared notebook. This URL, later accepted by others as Bandara's Guru Arjan Devrodadagrant sign of composite culture, words of other saints like Kabir, Baba, Farad and Namadeva Saguna. God can be worshipped in any form, nothing fixed Tulsidas. Jaki Rafi Bornajisi Prabhu Murad Dekitintais Chaitanya Pre-Akbar founded Radha Krishna worship in Bengal, established Gaudiya Samaj. Dance pending repeat words and dance at the same time, drum instrument call contribution of Kirtan inspiration behind ISCKON movement phrase given Hare Rama Hare Krishna Shankara Deva. Krishna worship in Assam, Saran Namadarama founded Satara organization, Satriya, a classical dance regional literature. Tulsidas, Wadi Sardas, Brijvarsha Sikh, Punjabi Shankara Deva, Assamese Chaintar, Bengali VVI Bhakti movement spread to Maharashtra called as Pandharpur movement, origin from Vithala, Vitava temple also called Varikari, wrote bhajans to honor Krishna and Vishnu disciples Bhaktiar Karki and Baba Farid, right pointing arrow Nizamuddin Aulia, right pointing arrow Emir Khusrau Baba Farid. Called Ganjai Sakha for his sweet voice, words included in Adagranth. Amir Khusrau stayed with 7 sultans called Parrot of India books. Khazain al-Fateh, conquest of Alauddin Khilji. No mention of Padmavati Asika, love affair of Khilji son Kaiser Khan and G.J. Princess Devala Rani Nuh Saifir. 9 skies, full of praise for India and its climate. New language. Hindavi Brijbhasha in Persian script, new style of Persian, Sabaka Hindi, new music, Hindustani music, Indian raga, Swara and Tal, Persian and Arabic verse X. Rashkakama. Love between devotee and God started Qawwali system musical instruments. Sitar, Tanpura plus Veena. Tabla split of Dholak. King Hussain Shah in Bengal started Satyapur movement. Gasudai Arazi in Karnataka. The 17th of September 2020. Evernote shared notebook. This URL only focused on religion. Namadeva Eknath and Tukaram Darikari. Mixed religion with politics. You can take up arms to protect values. Punjab. Khalsa did similar. Ramdas, spiritual guru of Shivaji, wrote Das Bodhisarwadi Silsila. Muhammad Gausa from Shatari Silsia in Gwalior spent time with Indian yogis and developed practice similar to pranayama called Habsidam. Chistis, life of austerity and stayed aloof from state. Suhawadi did not believe in living a poor life and even accepted service from the state and held some important posts. During Mughal rule, Qadri Silsila. Under Shah Jahan, mere disciple Dara Sikho, son of Shah Jahan, also said no fundamental difference between Hinduism and Islam. Vedas are in conformity with Quran. Translated Upanishad from Sanskrit to Persian as Sir Akbar Majma al-Bahrain, confluence of 2 seas, Naksha Bandi, under Aurangzeb, start of distrust between Hindu and Muslim music. First evidence of music and
So guys, this is pretty much it. It's been long. Alright, take care. If you really love the video, just hit subscribe and do like the video. If you want the PDF, I'm again telling you, join my Telegram channel and I'll be sharing the video. Sorry, PDF right now.